Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Thursday? Hope it's been a good one for you. Welcome to our little program here tonight. Once again, it is the internet sensation that's sweeping the nation. Overrated, underrated. I'll give you 7 different items from your culture, and you will rate them, and we'll have a great time. Oh, boy. We've got a really great guy in here. King TL is here. Sit here for a minute. H2BH got to run, but no, you are respected. Right back at you, big fella. And on those very complimentary notes, we'd like to say, please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all those 100% free things. They would cost you a farthing. That you can do for the show that help us with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. Plus, we do have super chats. We do have memberships. We love it when you do that because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Also, if you look in the crawl at the bottom of the screen, it'll tell you how to turn on gifted memberships. And generous people come in here and gift them to you. You could get a free membership, and then you can get that members-only exclusive content that you so desperately crave and you so rightfully deserve. And then you can hear all the inside stuff. Some of it's kind of dirty. Not dirty, vulgar. I think vulgar is the best way to put it, that we do on the weekends. And I also want to mention to you, this is very important, a special Sunday night Tom Gully show for Australia Day with a gentleman that you will not forget. He will be a bull in the china closet on this show. I guarantee you he will make me ill at ease. He may make you ill at ease. Scott from Australia will tell us about all the things Australia has done for us, the rest of the world, that may or may not be true. May or may not be true. I mean, really, Australia, we invented the comma. There'll be a lot of that. There'll be, I bet you didn't know, Tom. Yeah, okay, yeah. But that'll be Sunday night, regular time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's a free show. You can watch it. It'll be fine. Maybe if your football team isn't doing well, you'll just click on over to the old Tom Gully show. Yeah. And that's pretty much all the business we got to take care of before we get into our ratings tonight. Sort of waiting just a few more minutes to see if we can get some people in here to actually participate in the ratings. Otherwise, I'll just rate them all, and that'll suck. That's a broadcasting term. It means it won't play well in Poughkeepsie. Yeah. So anyway, glad that you're here, and we'll get this little thing cooking in just about 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Tomorrow night we will be featuring legendary, bizarre horror movie star from some of the biggest horror movies of all time that you may not know the name of, but you've seen this guy, Dwight Fry. It's a Friday show, so I just do stuff that I'm interested in and nobody will watch, and I don't care. I don't care. But Dwight Fry tomorrow night. He was Renfield in the original Dracula. That guy. And he was also in Frankenstein, the original. He was in Bride of Frankenstein. He was in tons and tons of stuff. Always the creepy, mentally unbalanced, bit of fascinating story other than that. I can't believe King TL showed up. And I'm a bit confused because my good friend Stanley Cross of Stanley versus the World on the Urban Landlord channel, they haven't done any shows in about 6 days. So I maybe they got a little touch up from YouTube or something, but I'm desperately waiting for those programs to begin again because we love Stanley. Stanley's awesome, and we need to see more of him. So we'll see if we can get to the bottom of that. But we are ready to start rating at any time now. And that time is now. And we'll start off with item number 1 on tonight's edition. It is the 15th edition of Overrated, Underrated. We will begin with Khloe Kardashian. That's right, Khloe Kardashian. Now, Khloe is the one that was, I don't know if she was ever officially married, maybe she was, to Lamar Odom, who famously had some strokes or whatever in a brothel in Las Vegas, and he was on the verge of dying and all that. But that's Khloe Kardashian. Overrated or underrated? Overrated or underrated? And of course, YouTube is the preferred way to watch the Tom Gully Show, but you can rate us on Facebook too if you'd like, and you can also rate us on the Facebook page of Sonic Asylum Radio, the home of sonicasylumradio.com on Facebook, where you can see on Saturdays our good friend Metal Maiden Vicky doing Metal Maiden Vicky's Metal Euphoria, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Saturday. So overrated, underrated. I'm seeing no votes so far. A sparse turnout tonight for overrated, underrated. I'm going to go ahead and cast the first vote. Break the seal, as they say. And I'm going to say overrated. Overrated. I think all the Kardashians are overrated. They're extremely wealthy. They're super rich. And Dupa is here. We always love to see Dupa in the room. She says overrated as well. Yes, overrated. She has all the trademarks of a Kardashian. Heavy black eyeliner and makeup and eyeshadow and lip shadow and eyebrow shadow and hair shadow and all the other shadows that you could possibly imagine. Yes, overrated. And can you really tell the Kardashians apart other than Kim? I mean, once you get past Kim, I can't tell them apart. Rumpled Trenchcoat, who was here this Tuesday, and that show continues to get views, says overrated, but man, they turn nothing into multi-millions. Well, it gets lost in the flotsam and jetsam sometime, but man, that whole empire started with somebody filming their sexy time. You know, it's not like they came up with another popular cold remedy or something. They started off with Dupa saying hi to Rumpled Trenchcoat. People saying hi. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources, and here's proof. We got one coming right back at you. Currently, we have an overrated rating of 3-0 for the aforementioned Khloe Kardashian, who, like a true Kardashian in this photo, is showing off as much cleavage as possible, which I am not fundamentally against, but I'm just saying. We're going once, we're going twice, we're going 3 times. And we are going to make the verdict of overrated. Overrated. Khloe Kardashian is overrated. Item number 2 on tonight's sterling edition of Overrated, Underrated is earbuds. Earbuds. I don't care whether they have a wire or they're wireless. Earbuds. Earbuds, not to be confused with Airbud, but earbuds, okay? Now, I'm just going to tell you what I think. You guys vote however you want. I use them now. I have a couple of really amazing pairs of these things. I sort of did it under protest, but it's kind of an easy way at work to listen to things. And I avoided it as long as I could. They still feel like they're going to lay eggs in my ear. It still feels that way. To this day, are they going to lay eggs in my ear? Earbuds, overrated or underrated? I await your verdict. Oh, wonderful Tom Gully Show audience. Overrated or underrated earbuds? Earbuds. Dupa is on the scoreboard. She says underrated. I know a lot of people really like them. Another thing I don't like about them is I get that sort of dry skin on the inside of my ear canal. Rumpled Trenchcoat says they're fine and convenient, but they hurt after listening too long. I've got to lean overrated. We're deadlocked now. One overrated, one underrated. And I've got these ones. They're called something Pro. I can't remember. I got an LG set that are probably your standard ones, but this other one I got, man, they've got 3 drivers in them. So they've got a bass, a mid-range, they're really good. They're super good, but I still have that problem. Terry Nee says underrated, but I lose them. Yeah. Oh, Julian Caesar's with us. Hello, Julian. He says, great for working out. Underrated. But don't they get sweaty? I just hate having the dry skin in there that you got to kind of harvest out of there. Harvest is the wrong word, but people saying hi. We, again, have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Right now, we have a score of, let's see here. Terry Nee, Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I love my Raycons, but if I know I'm going to be using them for a long time, I prefer my headphones. Yeah, I'm a headphones guy. And headphones, I like what they call the, what is this, a neck band? The ones that go around the back. Because otherwise you get that matted down. I don't like that. Although, yeah, hold on. When working at my professional radio gig, I do have to use an over the top of the head set of cans. We call them cans in the business. Let's see here. Dupa saying hi to Julian. People saying hi to Dupa. People saying hi to the rest of the audience. And so we're going to, let's see here. Terry Nee says, Yard House headphones out and about, buds. That's probably a good rule of thumb there. We have a rating of underrated. Earbuds, underrated. Okay, let's see. Let's go on to item number 3. I somehow feel like we've done this one before, but we're doing it again. That's granola. Granola, is it overrated or is it underrated? I remember a time in the late 70s, early 80s, man, oh man, they just beat you to death with mueslicks and granola of every kind. They'd put it in bars. Terry Nee saying peace to Rumpled, saying peace to everyone. And by the way, Terry Nee, criminally underrated. It's tragic, as a matter of fact. He's, his squeaky door, though, overrated. Overrated. A Rumpled Trenchcoat weighs in and says, overrated. Okay, whoops, should have done that. I can't operate a pen. Dupa says underrated. Underrated. Terry Nee says overrated. All right. And Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I remember wheat germ. Not a fan either. I just feel like with granola that I'm eating a fence post that's been made into sawdust. It's just, and there's a lot of chewing involved. It's one of the most task-intensive of the cereals. So, yeah. Currently, we have a score of 2-1 favoring overrated. Overrated, currently, granola. Look at the table that bowl is sitting on. For crying out loud. Doesn't it seem like the table has just been chopped up and put into the bowl? That's the way it seems to me. But yeah, for a while there, you couldn't leave the house without somebody talking to you about granola and how much better it is for you. And yeah, okay, wood shavings. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I bet the table tastes better. Yeah. Anybody here put sugar on their granola? I've put sugar on my granola before. I've done it. Sure. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'll do it again. Somebody double dogs dare me. I'll give it a couple more seconds here. Put some peanut butter and milk in it. The milk, you always have to put milk in it, of course, but peanut butter just seems like, and that's another problem with granola. kind of a lower colon grout. You know what I'm saying? Tough to get rid of. I think peanut butter would only exacerbate that, but do what you want. Some of the granola has peanuts in it. I also have a feeling with granola that it's something you would feed a horse. I feel like some guy was feeding his horse oats and various chopped up, and they said, why not have it for breakfast? Julian Zeezer says that bowl better have a prize at the bottom. Yeah, the prize is you don't have to eat any more granola. Terry Nee says, who is the comical granola character? I don't know. I didn't know there was one. Conway and Gree. Never heard of Conway and Gree up until this. Conway and Green. I've never heard of them. Never heard of them. But by the way, mentioning Green, we do have a special show Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, regular time. It's not for members only. It's a free show. Anybody can see it. And it'll be celebrating Australia Day with our good friend and internet irritant, Scott from Australia. You guys aren't going to believe this dude. You're just not. This is the most nervous I've been ever about having my channel taken off of YouTube. Is that Scott's going to be on it. So get ready for that one. It'll be a pageant. Right now we have a rating of overrated for granola. I think we're going to stick with that. Item number 3, granola. It is, by the verdict of the crowd, overrated. Item number 4. It is the one, the only, Mr. David Bowie. David Bowie. Is he overrated or underrated? Be careful. This is one that I may have to jump in and overrule. I've only overruled one of these items, and this is our 15th edition of Overrated, Underrated. Oh, there we go. That's my good friend Dupa. She says underrated. David Bowie, underrated. And I agree. David Bowie, underrated. But I'm anxious to hear what you have to say. Take these eyes of blue. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I know he had a fantastical fame and lifelong recognition, but I still have to go underrated. Wise man. Dupa says, anyone who is that famous is overrated, but David Bowie was just so great. Yes. Terry Nee says, under. Saw him once. I saw him, and I believe his last tour, which was the reality tour. I highly recommend you get that concert on Blu-ray or DVD. It was incredible. I paid $400 a seat to be center right. This particular one had like a runway that went out into the crowd a certain distance, and I was right there. And he was incredible. I'd been to a couple tours before that one, and some of them didn't look that healthy and kind of just trying to get through it. This one, well, he looked like this. He's just in his prime and great. Underrated pre-MTV, yes. That's really cool, Terry. I would have loved to have seen him. Oh, yeah, the reality tour. And you can see some of the reality tour videos on YouTube. Oh, it was multimedia. It was incredible. We have a shutout here going, and we're going to just go ahead and call it David Bowie underrated. I mean, massively underrated. Just an amazing talent. David Bowie, only called David Bowie. His real name is David Jones. And of course, there was a lead singer with the Monkees named Davy Jones. At the time, he was coming up his first few albums and stuff, so he just changed his name to Bowie. Some people pronounce it Bowie. Let's see. Dupa says, David Bowie was my first concert. Beforehand, my brother explained the difference between a show and an event. Definitely. And it was a China Girl tour, so it was about a girl. Well, you know, most rock and roll songs are about loving that woman all night long. To gasoline. I do a David Bowie impression, but I have to do it really loud. Take these eyes of blue, eyes that... Anyway. My favorite David Bowie song is one that I guess maybe some of you Bowie fans out there are familiar with, and not as popular here in the United States, but it's called TVC-15. And that's a hard thing to say favorite David Bowie song, because they're all kind of your favorites. But, oh, my TVC-15, uh-oh, TVC-15. So David Bowie, underrated, much like Terry Nee, criminally underrated. This next one, we're going to rate it. I couldn't get a public domain photo of the actual thing, but I did get a public domain photo of the shop. They apparently have a shop dedicated to these, and that is going to be Dockers, the well-known pants. You can see them here inside the store. There's some Dockers, but Dockers, your generic khaki pants, Dockers, are they overrated or are they underrated? I put it to you, Tom Gully Show audience, which is really small tonight for some reason. There must be a lot going on. I know another show I'm friendly with started an hour early. Just pulled the rug out from under me. Overrated. Their pants. They're pants. Overrated. I tend to agree with that. I need them. I need them. And they're everywhere. You can get them easily. Look. I got to look at the camera for the look. I've worked predominantly in the fields of advertising and radio. These are not fields where you are required to dress up. So a pair of blue jeans and a concert t-shirt, and you're good to go. However, in the last decade or so, I have had jobs where they expect you to look what they call business casual. You have to look halfway decent. And the Dockers are a godsend. Godsend to me. Terry Nee says they are underrated. They are underrated. So, Dupas has never had a pair, but Rumpled has a good point. You really do, Rumpled. I'm going to call that another overrated. Terry Nee says, no being contrary. Oh, okay. He's just being contrary. He's a contrarian, apparently. But yeah, Dockers. Dockers saved my life at a couple of these jobs because, I'm not going to go out and find the more upscale, better version of them. These will get me over the bar. These will be just good enough. And I can find a shirt with a button on it, which I'm also fundamentally against. So I think right now we've got a rating of overrated on Dockers. I had a big meeting. Was it just yesterday? Yeah, just yesterday. It was just, hold on. I think it was just yesterday. The days just melt one into the next. Yes, yesterday. And I wore some Dockers. There you are. So Dockers, we are going to judge them overrated. Dockers, an item that is overrated. Yes. Item number 6, and we are flying through these tonight. Item number 6 on overrated, underrated in our 15th edition. Junior mints. Junior mints. Yes. Yes, always at the movie theater. Junior mints, are they overrated or are they underrated? Overrated or underrated, like all things you will buy at a movie theater. A box with 10 junior mints in it costs $17. But back in the day, they were more affordable. Are they overrated or underrated? And I would be interested in knowing, has anyone ever bought junior mints while not at a movie theater? Not at a movie theater. It seems like it's a federal law that you can only buy them at the movies. But yes, there they are. They're creamy mints in pure chocolate. That's not artificial chocolate you're eating, citizen. That's the real stuff. High test. Trenchcoat says, not my first go-to movie candy. That's Snow Caps. Well, Snow Caps is like a cousin, I think, to the Junior Mint, but underrated. They're pretty refreshing. Underrated for that is when you go to the movie theater and you're eating popcorn that's had, a gallon of butter put on it and it was cooked in that, what is it, coconut oil or whatever, and it's got all the seasoning, and it's a big flavor, bomb in your mouth. So Junior Mints are the nice sort of palate cleansing part of your experience at the movie theater, which I think is. And by the way, is there a senior mint? Is there like a full size, like a regular size? Is there? I don't know. Let's see. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, I did get Junior Mints outside of a theater once or twice, but can't for the life of me remember why. I think I might have done it once or twice because I was at a store or something where I just saw them and they were on sale. I don't know why. I said, minty. Terry Nee says they are underrated. The Junior Mint, underrated. Yes. Rumpled says, oh, Mr. Mint is my father's name. Call me Junior. Yes. Mint the Third is the offspring. Julian Zeezer says York Peppermint Patty is like the adult mint. That's very true. The peppermint patty is like the major hit. That is a major portion of the flavor of Junior Mints. You can sort of parse them out, but you could go York Peppermint Patty, which, by the way, those are addictive. I got like a sleeve of those at Walmart. I guess it was about a year ago. I don't think they lasted 4 or 5 hours. They're just gone. Absolutely gone. And by the way, put them in the freezer. Do yourself a favor. Change your life, man. It'll change your life. Right now we have another shutout, a unanimous vote of underrated for the Junior Mint. I think we're ready to go that way. I think we're ready to say Junior Mints vastly, vastly underrated. The last item tonight on Overrated, Underrated is one I'm passionate about as well. And you guys can submit your own throughout the week if you want to. We do this once a week. The last item, hot air balloons. Hot air balloons. Are they overrated or underrated? Julian Zeezer says, Tom ate those peppermint patties like he was loading a Pez dispenser. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. It's like, why did they even wrap these? I could have just, I should have just stacked them up and ate them like an apple or something. I did go through them pretty quick. But the hot air balloon, is it overrated or underrated? Nobody has voted yet. I will just tell you, this has got to be the most overrated thing in the world. I can see back before the airplane, it might have been a real, thrill for people that didn't have a way to achieve altitude other than a mountain or a tall building. That might have been cool. But have you ever seen any of... Oh, Julian Zeezer says they're underrated. They're living history. Yes, the history of plummeting to the ground. Terry Nee says, meh, once would be fun. Overrated. Have you ever seen the ones that catch on fire? There was one that hit some power lines or something, caught on fire. Everyone jumped out and died. And there's a famous one, and if I could, I would show the footage. Rumple Trenchcoat says, nice to look at, but it seems like a lot of effort for very little payoff. Overrated. Yes, and no control. You know, you're going where the wind takes you. They call it the gentle adventure. And by the way, the basket is always made of like wicker. You know, that basket isn't exactly made of, metal. But there's a famous one where this grandfather takes his two grandsons on a hot air balloon ride. And the two grandsons, maybe it was just one grandson, but I think it was two, are like 10 years old. And they hit a TV tower, like 1,500 feet up. So now the grandfather, and it punctures the balloon. The balloon is hanging there limp along the side of the tower. It's hung up on it, but who knows how long that's going to last. So the grandfather now has to take the two kids, put them inside the tower on the ladder in there, and descend manually the whole way down. That's not my idea of a good time. And by the way, you can see that footage on YouTube without question. We are going to do a show on hot air balloons, by the way. Don't see them anymore around here. Cost prohibitive. Fuel and insurance. They have a big balloon thing for the Indiana State Fair, but I think the most famous one in the country is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have a giant hot air balloon festival, convention, balloonapalooza, whatever they call it. And it's just, if one little thing goes wrong, there also was there's another video that you can see on YouTube of a guy that took one of these balloon rides, and they get up to altitude, and he says he's going to jump off. And I think he might have had a parachute with him or whatever, but the dude who's running the ride is not having it. He's like, look, you can't just jump off this thing. When you do, you're going to make this thing tip. I'm not allowed to do that. They're going to come after me. You're putting everyone in danger. Maybe you haven't noticed. And by the way, there's a live flame in that thing that's filling it up with hot air so they can go up or down. You're going to make that thing point toward the balloon. The balloon itself could catch fire. And this guy is arguing with him the whole time. One of these entitled selfie type people. And you can see that on YouTube as well. It's just fabulous. Dupa says, I vote underrated for the Cappadocian aeronauts. Okay, underrated. Underrated. It's tied up, by the way. Overrated and underrated. Julian Zezer says, steampunk getting popular. Balloons may make a comeback. Man, I don't know. You see them all laid out there in some open field, and then they fill them up, and then off they go. But there's just been too many horrifying disasters up in there. And plus, you rarely go up by yourself. You're with a bunch of other people just standing around. I'm terrified of heights. I'm biased. I know it. But I don't want to be near the edge of that. I really don't. Rumple Trenchcoat says, sounds like that guy needed a little chin music to keep him from killing everyone on board. Yeah, and then not only is the footage live inside the basket, I guess they call it, the guy talked about it afterwards, the man that was running the ride, and how he just could not convince this guy. And they finally, everybody, talked him out of jumping off the side. But he said, no, I'm just going to sit on the top of this and lean back and do a somersault and whatever. Didn't care at all that the weight had been, calculated, all the other stuff. No, didn't care. I need content. Everyone knows how bad the content is on this channel, but I would never do anything like that. I wouldn't do that. That's not a thing I would do. Anyway, hot air balloons, right now, it is tied up. Unless we get another vote, I will cast the deciding vote, and I think you can all tell where that's going. You know what I'm saying? $7-Eleven coffee, extra large, almost gone. Now it's gone. Let's see. That vote got, Tukius is here. Whatever that means. Ooh, balloon. Yes, it's a balloon. Good eye. Rumple Trenchcoat says that vote got deflated. I'm going to cast the deciding vote since Tukius doesn't seem like he's on the ball there. I'm going to say overrated. And we're going to make that one overrated, which means that now it's time to go to the phone lines. We've completely exhausted our overrated and underrated for tonight. Just recapping, Khloe Kardashian overrated, earbuds underrated, granola overrated, David Bowie underrated, Dockers overrated, Junior Mitts underrated, and the hot air balloon overrated. Dupa says, Rumpled, sorry. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet as verified by independent sources. Dupa says, Rumpled, that was supposed to be a tomato. It was supposed to be a tomato. And people laughing. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet as verified by independent sources, by Price Waterhouse, I think are the ones that do that for us. By the way, just a reminder, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the free things won't cost you a farthing to do those things that help us with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful algorithm. And we do have super chats. We do have memberships. We love it when you do that. It's so nice. And, of course, Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, so a little something for the effort, you know. Then also, please look in the crawl at the bottom of the screen. It tells you how to turn on your gifted memberships. Do that, and the generous people in this room may just give you a gifted membership, and you get that exclusive members-only content that, well, it's pretty exclusive. Not everybody can get it. This week, we are going to go through some more highlights of my podcasts. So there you go. Dupa says, I kept the doctor away. Hey-o. Balloon, Ball State, I would have thought under. Yes, well, balloons and Ball State are two different things. The ball-oon. Well, we don't do dumb things like that at Ball State. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, well, I can't say I didn't deserve a good old tomato tossing, but I thought it was keeping the doctor away. The apple, yes, one of them a day. Will keep the doctor away, or doctor, if you prefer, doctor away. We do have phone lines open now, 972-994-6822. The number is in the crawl, and you can call in and chat and talk and say bad things about me and do all those other things that you'd like to do by calling into this show. There are rules. Don't make any nasty mouth or breathing sounds. Please have your radio turned down. When I ask you who I'm speaking with, you have to give me a name. It doesn't have to be yours, but I will require a name. And don't ask me what's up, how's it going, or any of that other stuff. I'm doing a radio show. It should be patently obvious to even the most casual of observers what I'm doing here. It really should. I'm sorry, but it should. If it doesn't, it's you, not me. It really is. I hate to say it, but it's you, not me. I'd also like to point out on, again, a very special Sunday night episode of the Tom Gully Show, we will have Scott from Australia discussing Australia Day, and he's a handful. Those of you who don't like me will like this show because he will make me nervous on many occasions. Tukius says, yes. To what? I have no idea. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, there's a reason you need to make a list of rules. Yes, there really is. There's a lot of reasons. But I've been doing those rules for 30 years on the radio. They're not new rules. They've been around for quite a bit of time. There is an obligation on your part when you call into this show. You're part of this show, so now you're under my auspices because it is, of course, the Tom Gully Show. So you have to reach a certain level of comportment. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! This is so generous, and this guy is just a great guy. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast, gifted 5 Tom Gully Show memberships. Apparently, Stacey Allen caught one. She doesn't come here anymore because I told her she was wrong about something, and but that's okay. She's a fine lady. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. We had a fabulous show with them on Tuesday, and you really do need to go to their their YouTube page, and subscribe immediately. Immediately. I know most of the people in the room right now probably already have. Maybe Tukius hasn't. Tukius should, though, if he has not. But thank you so much for, again, you're just so generous to the program here in every way possible. All of you are. You're the best people in the history of mankind on earth. Rumple Trenchcoat said I had a really great time. It was a lot of fun. I'm watching it back. It's really awesome. Tukius lending more of that really high-end content that we've come to depend on him for, is saying Columbo is smart. Yes, he is. Well done. Someone give him a treat. Good boy, Tukius. Good boy. Good boy. 972-994-6822. If we don't get any calls, maybe I'll call the wolf. Maybe the wolf will get a call. Hard to say. Hard to say. He may be watching some other thing. I don't know. The wolf is a man of many activities. It's hard to get him nailed down all the time. So, what else we got going on here? Sunday show. Friday is Dwight Fry. I don't know what next week is. I think we talked about doing Get Smart. Maybe that'll be Monday's program or Tuesday's program. I had another one that was hot on my list here. Where's my list? I've got to redo the list again. It's just, I had to do math recently, you know. Let's see here. Oh, yes, the 1958 Cadillac DeVille. We'll be doing that. Cod liver oil was a request. I don't know if we will be doing that. Jeremy DeWitt. Yes, I think you're correct. Rumpled Smart. Get Smart will be on Tuesday. Walter Winchell, The Dead Internet Theory, which is fascinating. That could be a show for Monday. The Who's on First Routine. What else we got on here? Oh, The Night Stalker. I don't want to do more than one TV per week. Let's see. Sister is. Oh yeah, I might have my sister on here to talk about American Sign Language. Let's see. Some of these I've already done. This list is just a mess. I've got to redo my list. That's the problem here. Why don't we give Wolf a call? Let's give the Wolf a call and see if we can roust him. Let's see if our good friend the Wolf. You know what? I'll ask him overrated, underrated real fast. Whoops. I've got to find the list again. No, I've got it in front of me. Never mind. I don't need that list. I don't need that list. I can, yipes. I can wing it.
The subscriber you are trying to reach is not available. Please leave your message after.
I'm not leaving a message. Tukius says, ring. You're bringing the content tonight, Tukius. You're really. What's your relationship to Tuki, by the way, if any? If any. Yeah, Wolf might be out powerlifting. He could be moving a manhole cover, something crazy. He's a man of many mysteries, the wolf. A man of many mysteries. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, parody name. Simple as that. Parody of what? Parody of Tukey? It's just that simple. All right. Well, thanks for being here and adding so much to the program. You're highly appreciated. Highly appreciated. Yes. Okay. Bringing you the cutting edge of monosyllabic, borderline head trauma content. All right, I just did that one. I can throw that away. That's the score sheet. I can throw that away. Oh, that's the thing you got to do for the show. Yeah, so anyway, yes, he could be moving cars across the street without a key. Let's see here. Going back, it was a Yule Gibbons and Grape Nuts parody. Oh, God, Yule Gibbons. Hi, I'm Yule Gibbons. Did you know many parts of a pine tree are edible? That's why I like grape nuts. Yule Gibbons. The 70s TV commercials made superstars out of people that you just never would have even approached, because he was just a naturalist. Nobody knew him. He wrote a book or two. He was probably well thought of within the naturalist community, but there was also a woman who was very, very well known in England, but nobody, and you know what? We should do a show on her. And we are going to do a show on her. Where's my good list? I've got so many of these damn lists. I'll just put her on this one. She was known in England like crazy. She's a very well-known TV star. But nobody here knew who she was. And that is Rula Lenska. Rula Lenska, who I think did ads for Alberto VO5. I'm Rula Lenska, and when I'm in Hollywood, I always use Alberto VO5 to look my best. It was crazy. Everybody was like, who's Rula Lenska? And they're showing her getting off of private jets. They're showing her on the sets of TV shows and movies. They're showing her doing all this jet set stuff to the point that Johnny Carson had her on, because everybody was like, who is this lady? And I think his first question to her was, just who the hell are you? Because we didn't know. But the folks at Alberto VO5 thought she was just a red hot, exciting personality to have do their ads, and she did them. She did them. Whether I'm going to Spain or traveling the Mediterranean, I use Alberto VO5. So anyway. We'll do a show on Rula Lenska. But Yule Gibbons, everybody parried him. I'm Yule Gibbons. Did you know you can eat a fence? Everything was edible to Yule Gibbons. Your cars are, many parts are edible. Your car's carburetor, many parts are edible. He would always say that, whatever it was he was talking about. Tree bark, many parts are edible. By the way, grape nuts. There is such a perfect tolerance required between grape nuts being basically eating gravel and tearing your mouth up, or being complete mush. Like you're just eating ashes with milk in it. There's plenty of good fiber in a picnic table, says Terry Nee, and he is correct. Rumple Trenchcoat says, back when station wagons had wood panels, Yule Gibbons could probably eat some of it. Yes, he could. And I loved, because back in the day when they had cars that were called woodies, that was actually made of wood. It was real wood. And you had to reseal it every year, like revarnish it. It was a chore. And then in the 70s, they came out with what I always call a plasti wagon, because the wood was fake. It was wood, fake wood grain on the side, and it didn't look even remotely real. Not even remotely. Terry Nee said that he had woodies back in the day, probably while watching the Solid Gold Dancers, who we should also put on Overrated, Underrated, the most underrated thing in the world. You'd wait all week to watch that one. Julian Zeters had never understood station wagon. Sounds Australian. I wonder why they do call it a station wagon. Let's just find out, shall we? That's what we do here. Let's find out. Oh, boy. Somebody outside that is doing some high-pitched yard tool thing right now. Let's see. Let's see. So why is it called a station wagon? There we go. Why is it called a station wagon? A car is called a station wagon because it was originally designed to transport people and their luggage to and from train stations, hence the term station in the name, essentially acting like a motorized wagon that would take passengers to the station. Custom built. Early station wagons were woodies due to their wooden body panels. In the UK, a station wagon is typically called an estate car. Of course, I took the estate car. England has a lot of euphemisms that they use that nobody else uses. And they use a ton of ours. It's crazy. Terry Nee says, very interesting, but stupid. Callback from our Laugh-In show. From the one and only Terry Nee, the possessor of the world's loudest door squeak. They can hear him in Maryland. I swear they can. Screen door squeak. I don't even know if it was a screen door. I'm sure he could fill us in on that, because we're all desperate to know what that was. 972-994-6822. Phone lines are still open. They won't be forever. A couple, 2 or 3 minutes. If we don't get a call, then we'll hang that up. And Terry Nee says the door is touring. I wonder if it's a speaking tour or a book tour, or just at DIY places. Funky Bronco says, is Peter North overrated? Funky Bronco, first of all, I would say no to that question, but Funky Bronco, Peter North is on our list of subjects coming up on this program. There's another Peter that, no pun intended, that we were going to do. I've got it right on the same. It's not this one. Nope, it's not this one. Come on, Duesenberg. Not that one. I need to consolidate a few of the. Oh, here's some more. I need to consolidate a few of these lists. Some of them are pretty old. UK horror scene. I need to get a hold of that guy. Oh, I already did Peter Sellers. So that was the other Peter that we're gonna do. Terry Nee says no. It's a sunroom door. Okay. Funky Bronco says, thank you. Thank you. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I hope when it goes on tour, in addition to getting paid a flat fee, it gets a piece of the door. It should get a piece of the door. I would say so, too. It only seems fair. It only seems fair that would occur. I have 1 minute left with the phone lines open. Funky Bronco says, I can't wait for the Peter North show. Funky Bronco is a little creepy that you are that into Peter North. No Amber Lynn, no Christy Kent, but Peter North, yeah. Whatever, man. Everybody talks about Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy's, well, first of all, he's in jail, but compared to Peter North, Raquel Darrian, well, a little off the beaten path, but yes, very nice, very nice. Very well done. Oh, Tom Byron, Randy Spears. Randy Spears, though. Come on. Kylie Aaron. Oh, boy, you're quite a fan of the 80s, aren't you, Funky Bronco? Jeepers Creepers. Barbara Dare. Shannon McCullough. Wow. Yeah. Ginger Lynn. That Hartley chick. A lot of other ones. Keisha. Who else? Anyway. All right, I'm closing down the phone lines. We've got about 5 minutes left in tonight's extravaganza. Overrated, underrated, number 15. Tukia says, yeah, Peter North kept his physique while Ron Jeremy inflated. Well, Peter North was known for one thing, and he continued doing it for a long time. John Leslie, sure. Joey Silvera. Don Fernando. John Doe. Another guy. T.T. Boy. Who else can I think of from back in the day? Houston. Yes, R.I.P. John Doe. Yes. Yeah, I already did that one. Rumple Trenchcoat says, could paint the sunroom door green and include Marilyn Chambers. Yes, the well-known Marilyn Chambers. And Tiffany Million, of course. Jerry Taylor. There's a lot of them. Quite a few. Ebony A's. Oh, you like Jamie Gillis? Jamie Gillis, they always had to go over the top with his acting. He was such a great actor. Not that great of an actor. Harry Reams. Doesn't he? Doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to tie things up. No pun intended. Yeah, he was a good director. He was a highly sought-after director. That's for sure. Herschel Savage. Alana Lewis. Memories like the corners of my mind. Terry Nee said, saw Harry Reams debate at Penn State. Yeah, Harry was, all the First Amendment people came to his aid, and he also was in mainstream things. Lots of toilets in his films. Yes, a lot of toilets. R.I.P. Herschel Savage. He died last year. He was a jerk. Tony Montana. All right, kids. I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode of Overrated, Underrated. I thank you all for being here. I especially thank Rumpled Trenchcoat for being generous enough to donate those 5 Tom Gully Show memberships. In honor of Rumpled Trenchcoat, I wasn't going to do a members show on Saturday because we have a Sunday night program, but Rumpled Trenchcoat has been so generous, I'm going to go ahead and do one. And we are going to listen to some more highlights of my past podcast. And that'll be what we do on Saturday. Usually it's at noon Eastern time. And then on Sunday night, I cannot express to you enough how you must tune in Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Australia Day with our good friend Scott from Australia. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, awesome. It's going to be awesome. And it will be. But as for right now, I'm noticing, and incidentally, Rumpled, I'm rewatching that episode that we did Tuesday with both yourself and your sister, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't ever watch my shows back, but that one I am watching, and I'm having a great time with it. So if you guys ever want to be on and talk about any other stuff, or more Columbo, I suppose we could, but we'd love it. We'd absolutely love it. So just a really great episode. All that being said, that old clock on the wall says, well, like the Reverend Al Green, it's time for me to get on up out of here. You do not have to leave, but you can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And I think probably. Wait. Let's see. We got an awesome and a hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great song by Lake Street Dive. Look it up online. Tukia says, I recently finished Dexter New Blood. It was pretty good. Everybody that I've talked to says it's terrible. But if you liked it, I'm happy that you found joy in your Tukius life. And with all that being said, the only thing left to say is thank you for supporting the show. Please share it to your friends, family, friends, enemies. Oh, the ending is terrible. Okay, well, that would make it terrible. The only thing left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time. Any day now. Any day now. What in the hidey-hody hay is going on here? All right, let's just do this over. Till next time, we'll see you next time. And take 3. Till next time, we'll see you next time. Okay, I have to stop the show again. Sorry, I have to stop the show again. I'm not crazy about having to stop the show again, but I am stopping the show again. Wolf, we called you. I called you like 20 minutes ago. I have to apologize to the Wolf. And the reason is he said Quincy was part of the NBC mystery movie, which I did not know. I was not aware of it. If I was, I forgot it. I rarely make mistakes on this program. When I do, the Wolf spots them, all of them, each and every one of them. And I was pompous and dismissive. And well, I was not my best self. And so I apologize because he correctly said, hey, I think we missed out on Quincy. And I went, pish posh, you peasant. But we'll get the Wolf on the show another time. But it's been too long. We need to get some more of the Wolf. Do you guys want me to just go ahead and let the show keep going and give the Wolf a call? Because if you do, I will. Fun show. See you next time. Hello, goodbye, Wolf. The Wolf says, get coat. Yes, well, that's always a good. Rumple Trenchcoat says, ha. People waving at the Wolf. The Wolf says he's been sleeping. If you want me to, I will reopen the phone lines and give the Wolf a call, but it'll have to be fast. But I could have him rate the rating stuff. People saying hi. I can't just be hanging here forever, but if you want me to, I will. I'm just that crazy. Okay, I'm not seeing a ton of... we'll do it another time. Another time. But that's up to Wolf. Well, I know it's up to Wolf. It's really not up to him. If we all vote, then he'll do it. He's that crazy. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I once again say hell yeah, but it's got to be the Wolf's call. Okay. People saying this and that. It's really not the Wolf's call. It's my call. But let's just do it another time because I do have another show to do later here. And if Wolf comes on, we'll talk for an hour. So maybe, hey, maybe we'll get the Wolf on after tomorrow night's show on Dwight Fry because that'll be a really good show, but there's not a ton of information on him. So that's what we're going to do. Till next time, we'll see you next time.